Hi guys, and welcome to this week's Stalker of the Week, which is the Two of Swords. If you are new here and you do not know what Stalker of the Week is, it's a collective reading I do on a specific energy that has kept stalking all the zodiacs. And we pull it out and we look into it and say, or basically ask, we have an interview and say, what are you about, what's coming up and all of that. And that's what Stalker of the Week is. As it is a general reading, take or resonate with you, leave behind the rest. Never ever force it to fit if it doesn't. Right, before we get started, I just want to tell you how this is chosen, beside it being what showed up a lot in the Tea of the Week. And but yeah, that's it. But what is, you know what, as I said before going into May here, I had done the May readings for all the zodiacs, and I had picked out a few stalkers, and they were going to be the stalkers, and I already had a plan. And this week was going to be Justice, which came a little bit, should have been Moon, because these were actually in competition with each other of being the stalker for this week here. But you know what, then I did the Tea of the Week, and the Two of Swords popped up. We have talked with the Two of Swords previously, and she came back, so I was like, all right, she's got to be her. And but then what about these two, because these are majors and this is a minor. But then it struck me, all of these energies are connected. This is Moon in Libra. Justice is Libra, this is the Moon. Of course, these are two major arcana, so they speak about, something deeper, more profound. And I remember how they showed up in the collective, or in the zodiac readings, with the Moon being more of a present energy, for some signs in the future, but a challenge and all of that, which the Moon is, and Justice being, for some, what was coming up, right? These two just they were very significant. And, well, here we have it, right? So, yeah, I'm not going to go into what all of these energies are about. I just want to say that I maybe they are aligned or connected. We will see. Otherwise, I will do readings on these two by themselves as well. But let's look into this one. So even though it is a minor arcana, which is everyday event, something that comes up, but this one shows up repeatedly, right? So and these are major arcanas, meaning that they are. Right, how can I say this? For instance, when the Justice shows up in a reading, right? Depending on what kind of reading it is, but generally when Justice shows up, it is a life-altering decision. Is it related to the Lovers, like the choice? Yes, but this is the decision. It's life-altering. It's also very neutral energy. This one is just pure confusion, but also intuition and all of that, and change. And I mean, the Moon, the Moon to me is always one of those like, oh no, not the Moon. Because the Moon is always an energy of there being something that cannot be seen, right? It's que será, that's the Moon. Depending on what position it shows up in, of course. But you know what, that was just what I just want to point that out. We're doing the Two of Swords here. I hope you are all doing well. If you like this content, please like the video. I would appreciate your support. Other than that, as I said, let's get started. I hope it will not start. If you hear thunder, yeah, you may hear thunder. I hope not, but you may hear thunder. Okay, I will try and keep it short, but I don't know if that will be I will do my best. Okay, what we're doing is that we're using the tarot, but I also have archetypes. A few keynotes and some oracle cards if need be, but it is of course rooted in tarot. We're doing a little bit different today, right? As I said, Two of Swords has been here before. I actually have a little bit of a history with the Two of Swords. Two of Swords, when I was first learning tarot, Two of Swords was the one card that I struggled a lot with, like, what the hell are you about? And that is that, and well, there were a lot of different cards that, but some of us we just have few cards that are like, what are you about? And the Two of Swords was my first one. Like, I didn't get it. Now I absolutely do. It's actually a very wonderful card. The Two of Swords is a choice of truth. So even though it ties up to the Moon and the Libra, Justice, it also ties up to the Hanged Man and to the High Priestess. Because she goes inwards, like with the High Priestess, she connects to the Moon. The High Priestess, guardian of the Moon or whatever, to listen to herself. But we will see. All tarot cards are really depends on how you ask the question and how you pull the cards, but you know, there's not really any generalized, but there are generalized meanings, but you gotta read the synergy. You gotta really pay attention to how they place, unless you do one card readings. All right, so that is it. We are starting with pulling out some. We're starting with pulling out the underlining. No. Keynote. What are you about? Someone came out here. Look out for the warning signs. I hadn't even. We'll look out for the warning signs and originality. Show me. What are you about? We have here thriving and listening skills. Thriving, it is being in a positive thriving state where you are able to grow and you're able to share. That aligns a lot with the weekly readings for this week here in the tea leagues, where a lot of the signs are actually having good weeks, most of them, right? Being in a thriving state means that you are relaxed, right? Let me just see here. You are in a positive thriving state where you are able to grow, you are able to share, even though she looks a little bit protective. Should I not? It's basically that, or I really get this energy here about, you know, there being within you, this is in you, right? You know, this reflectiveness. It's basically, that ties up with the Libra energy here, this of being very reflective, of looking at both sides of a situation, looking at both sides of a case before making decisions. You are calm. Your listening skills are here. And you know, it's basically actually a good energy. Being calm, cool, collected, and thereby bringing possibly even new friends or whatever into your life here. But something about looking for warning signs. But you know, when you are in a thriving state, you are not ruled by fear, which is what the moon is about, right? You're not allowing fear to take over. You are looking at things realistically, hopefully. But that is basically what we get as, you know, the context. Now let's pull out these. No, we're still using keywords. Let's pull the soul lesson. Show me the soul lesson, sorry guys. What takes up the most time in tarot is getting out the shuffling and getting out the cards. Show me here the pride, acceptance. This one goes up here. And show me more. Surrender. Guys, I really love this. This is very intuitive read here. We get with the warning signs, we get pride, which is I love myself and I see myself in everyone. This is what I really get here about, you know, not allowing yourself to project onto others yourself. Do you know what I mean? We do it subconsciously. We will always do it, most likely. I don't know. I'm not a therapist. But there's this energy here about if you see someone being too much in their pride, rather than casting shame or casting, becoming, oh, they are the worst. You see, you recognize that we all have that. But, I don't know. Look into this. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. Pride. But it comes with looking out for the warning signs. You may be looking out for too much, too much pride, but I actually, rather than look at it in others, I actually feel as though you're looking at it within yourself, and that's a good thing, guys. Especially when it comes with thriving and surrender, it's actually not taking things personally. It's rumbling outside, right? And the day is off, so there's no construction workers. That's also why I'm at home. So sorry, I got distracted. Always. Well, thriving, you release the need to control, because it's your pride here that drives you to want to take control of a situation. When you release that, you weight off your shoulders. This is a good one. Acceptance. I am learning to accept things that I cannot change, and then you choose to look at the bright side of life. Human honesty. You're honest with yourself, and you accept failure, also within yourself. I like this. All right, let's see. But let's see what happens when we pull out. These are just keynotes, right? This could be what this is the message is about. Let's see how it plays out. Things over here. Oh, are we getting a moon? Of course we're getting a moon. Sorry, guys. 10 minutes in. But I want to use all my oracle, most of them, right? I love it. When I was shuffling this, I got new moon in tarot quite a lot. And I believe we just had a new moon in tarot. Tarot, yes, in Taurus. And Taurus moon, well, I live with it, so it's something on its own. Something about prosperity. So, see here what we have for the moon. All right, so it's the new moon in Taurus. Yeah, and what do you need to release? Yes, okay, so this is funny. What do you need to release? And prosperity lies ahead. The new Taurus moon is greedy. Let's just say it like that. In the Taurus moon, by the way, I have a Taurus moon. Can carry around resentment, similar to the Scorpio. Taurus moon can hold a grudge. So when I look at this, what do you need to release? Surrender so you can be in thriving state. It would, for instance, be something as difficult as forgiving if someone hurt your pride. You know, you can look up Taurus, the Taurus energy. It doesn't have to be moon Taurus, but Taurus in itself. The fixed signs, actually. The fixed signs have that... I cannot really say respect, but maybe that's also just something that comes from my side here, the respect. I'm really high on the respect. But you know what? I'm getting Earth here because I also see full moon in Capricorn, and I have new moon in Pisces, which is, by the way, the full moon in Pisces. In Capricorn is the end of a tough cycle approaches. But what do you need to release before that? But there is a prosperity coming here. All right, you know what? We're going to pull out the tarot before we get there. But this new moon here in Taurus, we're definitely going to look into that. Actually, I want to read it. Sorry, guys. You can just skip ahead. I just really want to... See, I just opened the book and it's already on it. Okay, so this is interesting. And then I will pull out the tarot. This card often comes up when you are inquiring about a financial matter or when you are doubting your self-worth. Ties up to the pride. But this card suggests that you have what you want, including the material things, but you must believe in yourself. This comes down to the laws of attraction. Value yourself and others will value you too. Depends on the circumstances, all right? So long as you value yourself in a healthy way, you can't... I'm not going to go there. Anyway, you create abundance. Taurus is associated with luxurious Venus. And this card holds the new moon energy, so it's a good time to make a 12-month financial plan. This card also signals the start of a new relationship or of sexier times. Oh yeah, that. If you've been wrestling with something for a long time, the new moon in sturdy Taurus is a sign not to give up yet. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it has a lot to do with the values, right? All right, you know what? We're gonna leave it there, and then we're gonna see how it plays out. Okay. All right, let's see. Sorry for the long introduction there. Maybe I should just pull these cards out before getting started. So what do we have? We have the cave. Again, this is going inside. This is going inside yourself, listening to your inner knowledge, figuring out, first and foremost, what it is that you value, what you need to release. But you are, as I said here, looking for the warning signs. See, this is why we pull out these cards here. It makes it flow when I have the context. I would never do this in a personal reading, because I have the context. Long story. But yeah, you look inside yourself. You retrieve, basically. It's a very, very reflective state, and it's needed. It's neutral. It what makes you impartial. Do you know what I mean? Unbiased. That's justice. That's law. Unbiased judgment. Looking at the situation from both sides. Taking a pause before jumping to conclusion on behalf of others and yourself, right? Like, am I seeing the situation for what it really is? Or am I letting fear or doubt or... I mean, there are multiple truths out there, right? More post-structuralism. The only truth that matters is the truth you choose. All right, let's see. All right, no, let's stop. Erase that because, yeah, we can go into that. Show what we have. Dreams, no more fantasies. Surrender the control of needing someone else to save you. The riddle, can you ask the proper question? Ask the right question and you will get the answer that aligns with it. Would you ask? All right, the knowledge you get is determined by the question you ask, right? It's the same thing in tarot. That's why I'm also saying, maybe, do you remember starting this reading when I was all about the position? It matters what the position you place the cards in, how you ask questions to the tarot. Yes, that's basically the riddle here. So ask and you'll know, right? So, for instance, when people come into tarot and they want to know how are they feeling about me, it's the typical one. They want to know their true feelings or whatever. They tend to place, all of they invest too much onto the other person rather than ask, right, so, how am I actually feeling in this? Right? Of course, it's important to know how the other person is feeling, but it tends to be that they are ghosting or dumped or in separation and they want to know what's going on. It's human. We all do it. Want to know what other people think, look outside, rather than also remember to question, how am I actually feeling in this situation? Am I okay? How am I feeling? Why am I so giving too much onto what the hell the other person is, who is possibly dumping or ghosting them and basically disrespecting them? How are they whatever, feeling about how... Where are they in this question, basically, right? But in all cases, sorry, I'm going in all places here. But in all cases, that the way you ask a question determines how you will get an answer, right? So if you're only asking about other people, you get a lot of information about other people, as opposed to asking, what about yourself? And also the typical one about predictions. Why predictions can be a little yeah. Right. Before I go into the predictions, for instance, let me say that when you do I do general readings differently than I do personal readings. If I do personal readings, I don't. But when I read for myself, for instance, it's not that so much about what will happen. If I do, it's more for the entertainment. But the most productive question you can ask is, how can I make something happen? Or how will this benefit me? How can I look at things differently? How is there something I'm not seeing here, right? I'm trained into asking how question as opposed to asking what. Yes, I am actually. It was a skill. It was very important. I'm trained to ask critical questions. It matters a lot in terms of the professional life, right? I have to just take those skills into my personal life as well. But how we ask questions is so fucking important. It's an art form. And in terms of predictions, right? Yes, we ask what will happen. Yeah, we do ask that, what will happen. But then the art is to then shift it around and say, how am I contributing to it? How will this happen? Rather than say what will happen, then how is this happening? So you look into the mechanisms. It's an art form, guys. It's an art form. But it's very important in terms of critical skills. And that's the riddle we have underneath there, which apparently came with the acceptance and what do you need to release. The question, that is basically the question. What do you need to release? How should you then release it? Because you are possibly coming into going towards the world energy, which is, releasing something here. So you can get more prosperity into your life. So you can be in this thriving state. But what is it what must you surrender? And it is most likely control. Right? The need to know everything. And also the need to know what happened in the past. I mean, that's Taurus here, right? Trust me. Story of my life. Needing to know what the fuck, what happened. But is that need keeping you stagnant, or does it benefit you basically? But let's see. Let's pull out the tarot. See, oh my god, we are 19 minutes in. This is how these stalker readings work, guys. Sometimes they become the cards, the energies that come through I see what they are about, but then they trigger all the debate. Does that make sense? That's what most of the stalker readings are about. So what do we see in the past here? Thanatos. In the Thanatos, we have being witness to death and to tension. I thought I shuffled reversals, but apparently I probably didn't. But I did. We have the moon in reverse. It's coming out of confusion, guys. Confusion is a warning sign. You have a new start. Something needs to be let go. Like being a new beginner, moving into something of new experience. But in order for there to be this new prosperity for you, in order to go from Page of Pentacles to Queen of Pentacles, time is needed. But not only time, a new plan. That's what you go into the cave here. That's what you go into it's like a gateway to your heart. But it doesn't have, but by some of you, it's actually going to some physical place. That cave here is a physical place. Meditate, mindfulness, wherever it is that you go physically to find peace. Some people, I go by the river. I have always, it's my personal place. I go by the river or the water. It's basically this. Basically, looking at the water, that's where I go. I go by water. I have also gone shelters, animals, whatever. I met people. They go walking. Some people have a particular bench or a particular place in their house, or I don't know. You got to remember here, Taurus is also very, very sensual. So I got this. I just because I get a specific image, and I don't need anyone to, some people go to spas or whatever, where that's a place where they feel and they can burn out or whatever. It's a place where you go. It's a place you go to clean your head, to figure out what matters here and what needs to be surrendered. There's something here about a feminine energy in that is needy, right? Even though I see this prosperity being regards to, tends to be in work, but it can also be in relationship. It is Venus, Taurus, Venus. It just has a lot to do with the value of money, but also value of yourself, your self-esteem. Taurus and Libra share Venus, and we have the moon, Venus. Love, relationship, how we connect to other people in regards to, first and foremost, how we communicate about what is important to us, also our values. Your values. In this case, I'm picking up a lot here, but in relation to the past and what it is that's going through the mind here is that about how do I value myself? How do I value myself? Do I need others? Not in the sense because we live in a community, right? So we have responsibilities. It's just, I'm always about, that we always not to go into that self-entitled bullshit where you think yourself living outside humanity almost, that you are more important, that we are more important than anyone else. I'm raised in the Yantalo, so I'm all about, yes, we are important, but we're not that important, right? We're not that important. So yes, it's just to stay grounded. But meaning that we have certain responsibilities, so we don't walk all over everyone else. Treat people like the way you want to be treated yourself, basically. But in this, it's not about that. That's not popping up here. But I want to point that out when I go into what I'm going to say here. When it comes to self-worth, is that of not needing anyone else to soothe your pride, right? So it's not fragile. The pride, ego, not really the same, but consider it like that. You heard about the fragile ego, right? Does the ego become fragile when it is that we need someone else to validate us? It's a question, I don't know. It's this fine balance of having it being flexible so we can change, but not, because if it's not flexible, then you become, it becomes probably inflated or something like that. So it's about having it, balanced. Being proud of yourself, but not to the extent where you survived something and then that becomes, it takes over. That I survived. I know I'm not allowed to say that. Well, probably politically incorrect, but I have a knack of being politically incorrect. Trust me. It's not because I want to. But fortunately, it's like, what do you call? You have a foot in your mouth. Yeah. But yeah. There's something here about not needing anyone else. I see that being in the head. It ties up to a particular person. It's not, because with the maiden here and the king of pentacle. Is this a particular person that's in your mind? Show me that. Wanting to push away. You want to push away toxicity. I get here that there's something here about, wanting to deal with people who judge you. Who judge you as naive. Why do I get of being being misunderstood? Like walking into another room, but like imagine going into a room, but it's more like going into a social circle. And people here, they look at you and they judge you wrongly. They don't listen. They just project. But then I gotta say something here. Was there something truthful in it? No, not really. So it's just because I do see this maiden here, this maiden is beautiful. This maiden looks into the clouds and she's everything that is, she can see clouds, she can see all beautiful things. She can see the world upside down. There's something beautiful in it. But there is also the maiden if she's not careful. She's basically the empress in the making. The empress has to go through this before becoming the empress, right? Is of then learning to understand that you don't need a Prince Charming or Princess Charming to complete you, right? Because I am seeing, this is a nasty energy. And the King of Pentacles is someone who judges someone on their material status and the prosperity here. It's like being judged upon what it is that you have and what you don't have, financially, materially. Right? It's like hanging out with rich kids. Have any of you hung out with rich kids? I mean, my God. That was quickly my own personal experience. Run away. Not to say all rich kids are bad, because no. There's a lot of good ones, right? Money is not. It's not a shame being raised into. But I got to say, I was in a particular community many years ago, and found myself there by accident, and I go to God. That was not my place. I'm from the working class, okay? No, I'm middle class. Anywho, I have parents that build their house out of doors, and you find things, Anyway, let's not go there. In the past, I do see something ending is the fuck boy, fuck girl. But it sparks you into taking quick action here. But there is still this focus here about wanting to not be seen as naive. Be careful you don't question yourself too much. It's okay to just take a step back, but I get this as a good energy because you are listening to how people are, what they say and what they don't say about you. You're actually paying attention here to how they treat you. It's good because that's how you look out for warning signs. It's like, are they too caught up in their pride? Are they projecting their own expectations onto you? Can you live up to it? Then we have down here, it's a dead end and the lovers. This is a very strong soulmate connection that's done. It's almost karmic in nature. We have a warrior and we have a wheel of fortune coming up here. That is things being thrown up into the air and a need to find your purpose. That is where I get that this energy is very, very important here. Very, very, very important. We are 30 minutes in, and here comes a very important message. How do you seek to control situations? This is a man, woman, doesn't matter, but I get, this young maiden energy. This the page. Can be in work, can be in love or in everything, but it is still up with the pentacle energies. And the pentacle energies, yes, it is work energy, but it's also the energy of time. It's the 3D. Pentacles of 3D. Time is the most valuable resource we have because we can never get it back. You can never get time back. Time is also what we will never have enough of. I know people are time. I'm not even going to go in there. Time is important. Important. Not. It's an irreplaceable resource. The pentacle of us are at here. Yes, is that the message here is very important. Is that someone placing too much of their happiness, the way they value themselves, their self-esteem, onto one specific person who could devalue them, right? Even if they intentionally, unintentionally, I don't know. But for instance, if you place too much of your self-esteem, the place where you get your feedback, basically, that makes you happy, that thriving state, right, onto one specific person who may or may not be a devaluing or be a superficial idiot, who will not appreciate the small things in life, but are far more focused on the material aspects, they could derail you from your purpose, right? So there's this balance here, which is where you are at right now. You will not see the end of a relationship coming. There's a strong soulmate connection here ending. It's unknown to you. You don't know this. Is this yours? And these are energies. These are energies. You don't see this. Why do I get as though there's something going on? Again, as I just said, there's something going on you don't see. Someone talking about you. You don't see it. You're protected. Show me this, lovers. Hangman. Oh my god. Ace of Cups. Where are you in this? It's new. Guys, you know what? These readings, they just work like this. I just get a lot. Alright? Sometimes, they are part reading. They also part... I don't know what the fuck they are. I just go with them. This is new. You don't see... You will not see this come into your life. It's almost as though this energy I just went through is attached to you, but you don't know this attached to you. Well, you may feel it, but you don't. No, because I maybe... There's something important here. How can I explain it? There's something here coming your way that comes following the end of a soulmate connection. This King of Pentacle energy, it may be yours because I see you being aware of it. This is what you see. This is what you know. All the shit. All the prideful. You're looking for warning signs. I see you being very still. And there's a stillness underneath you here as well. Your heart is opening up. It's almost as though you are capable of listening to it. Again, be mindful here that you don't get confused. Get this, some of you are meditating here, that you stay on track. Does that make sense? Because how can I explain it? If you are biased, you will hear and see what you want to hear and see. For instance, that's why, I do not do certain readings on myself because I'm far too fucking biased. I have a knack of, I just can't. I can make, let's say, if you are madly in love with someone and they are a complete jerk, they can appear as like, oh my god, I make so many excuses for them because they're good. And then the next one can appear as the worst of the worst, an idiot because of what someone else did, even though they may not be like that. So, that's bias. That is bias. And there may be situations where we are more biased than others. That's why it's so important to kind of pull ourselves out and get a second opinion. In many cases, second opinion is always good. It doesn't matter where the fuck you get it from. There's something you don't see. We will have to figure out how that will play out in your life, alright? Something here has reached a dead end. Soulmate connection is being cut off. It's being cut. It's cut, it's done. And now comes the riddle about how the hell that has anything to do with you. For you, you are pushing away everything I just went through. You don't want it. It's the king of... Alright guys, something amazing, something new is coming your way. It is brand new. I'm not joking, it is absolutely brand new. A person who may have a pride, they are a fire king. The fire king is coming. This is my fire king. I have a song that I listen to called Bring Me a Fire King. I use music a lot, and it's just this lyrics in it. No, not the lyrics, It's just a good one. This is new. It's a fire king who could have a pride here. You're looking out for any kind of warning signs regarding this fire king. You don't want to fight anymore. Things are being thrown up into the air. Love is... You don't see this cup of love coming your way. But if it shows up superficial, you're going to say no. I'm sitting here wondering, should I do a new reading? But I think I got something in it. It's just because we are at 38 minutes. And the messages, the soul lesson messages have come out here, right? Which is also very important. Alright. Show me more about the outcome quickly. But I'm not supposed to. That's it. I'm not supposed to. Show me the warrior then. Imagine. Poised. Guys. Be mindful of how it is that you manifest. Some of you are manifesting something that is done. Right? There are people out there who are sitting and manifesting, trying to manifest. They want to manifest new, but they are absolutely sure that the new is the past. It's not. It's done. It's a cut. That cord is cut. Right? Something here has reached a dead end. But someone shows up as you, could be in your wounded maiden energy, your wounded feminine being, but they're gonna come back and they're gonna be, no, it's done. It's done. It's done. Guys, it's finito. It's new. Right? Coming into a new soul family. But you want to know. You want to know who they are. So you keep asking. You want to know exactly who it is. It's about being still in the moment. being in the cave, but are you going into that cave for the right reasons? Are you going there because... See, that's the thing. That's the paradox here. What you are trying to achieve and what you possibly believe that you have achieved is to release control. But are you then releasing control to gain control about that something here will come? Do you see the paradox? I am releasing control because when I release control, then someone here will come my way. But that's also control. It's a fine line. It's actually impossible, and because it's impossible, it is possible. That's how paradoxes work. Paradoxal. Yeah. You work with paradox. One important or one way to deal with paradoxes is that because things are impossible, that is why they become possible. And how do they then become possible? Because it requires you to be reflective the entire fucking time. That is what enables the justice here to look at things differently. But not with this need to control the outcome. And then we go back to this thriving state where you are thriving because you are attached to one particular person. But then let's say that I pull the rock here from you and say it's not that person. Are you then still thriving? Or can you bounce back quickly? Right? So if you go into a reading and you hear, oh, someone is coming your way, and as you see, I see it all the time, people saying, but that I already know this person, and I can sit here and say, no, it's new. No, but I already know this person. No, it's fucking new. But no, it is, you don't know anything. I know, because it's a new one, so fine, you can think whatever the fuck you want. But then let's say that what then happens is that something new comes, and it's not what you expect. It's pull the rock and use then, you know. I'm sorry, I got a little bit there, but we all do it. It's just there's a limit. There's gotta be a limit here. But yeah, good things are ahead. Reflectiveness, listening. Listen carefully. Pay attention to what is said. Ask questions when you don't understand what is being said, so that you make sure that you hear this, that you are on the same page. Did I hear it correctly? Am I hearing you say this? And when you do that, like, one thing is active listening, where you pay attention. Another thing is that if you didn't quite get it, then you are. So what I heard you say was that this and this and that. Yeah, and then another thing is that you listen without any expectation. Depends on what the situation. Guys, this is what I get for you. I will reconsider whether or not I should do a new one. I have another Two of Swords, which I have not published. It goes way back. Two of Swords is here to stay, apparently. So that's what we have for you. I will go on and do some you versus them now. Take care. Ciao.